Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving into something big today. AI Dungeon Masters. Running a tabletop RPG
Oh, yeah.
can be a lot of work.
It definitely is a lot.
Our source material today is saying AI could really change how we play.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. A dungeon master that never gets tired
Yeah.
always has a new plot idea,
That sounds amazing. I'm already sold.
right? And it can even, totally personalize the game based on what you do.
Okay, so what specifically can an AI Dungeon Master even do? Is this real or is this science fiction?
Oh, no, it's getting real.
Yeah.
We've seen AI do some crazy things already, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
from writing stories to composing music.
Right.
So why not run a game?
Yeah.
Our source talks about things like, those really complex storylines that twist and turn based on your choices.
Oh, so if you decide to, betray the king instead of helping him.
Exactly. The AI can roll with it.
Yeah.
And even, make the world react to that choice.
That's wild. What about combat? Can AI make those battles more exciting?
Definitely. Instead of just predictable enemies, you could have AI opponents that actually strategize. They could adapt to your moves, make each fight a real challenge.
Oh, so it's like playing against a grandmaster chess player, but in a fantasy world.
Kind of. You'd never know what they're going to do next.
So we're talking about AI that can write stories on the fly, come up with clever NPCs,
Yep.
and even run combat encounters that feel super realistic.
It's a lot to take in, I know.
It is. Okay, so let's break this down a bit.
Okay.
The source material has some really cool examples. One that stood out to me was about a trap in a dungeon.
Oh, yeah, I read that one too.
So with a human DM, they might just be like, roll a die to see if you avoid it.
Right. Yeah.
Usually how it goes. But the article says an AI DM could actually calculate the physics of the trap. Like how heavy your character is, how agile they are, even what the dungeon's made of.
It's crazy, right? It brings a whole new level of detail.
It's like having a physics engine in your game.
Exactly. And it can make those situations way more immersive.
So it's not just about storytelling, it's also about making the world feel real.
Totally. And that realism can extend to the characters, too.
Oh yeah, the NPCs, I was just getting to that.
Go on.
Well, the source was talking about how AI can make NPCs that are way more than just quest givers,
They become like real people, practically.
Yeah. Imagine a shopkeeper who remembers you haggled with them last time.
And raises their prices.
Exactly. Or a barkeep who's secretly a spy and drops hints based on what you've done in the past.
That's the thing with AI. It's not just about pre-scripted dialogue anymore.
It's not.
No, these AI-powered characters can have their own motivations, memories, even secrets.
So you're telling me that the grumpy blacksmith I meet at the start of the game?
Could be the final boss.
Yeah?
Maybe.
This is blowing my mind.
It's wild. Yeah, it adds a whole new dimension to role-playing.
Definitely. But how does the AI actually, create these storylines? And how does it adapt to, every crazy thing players decide to do?
Well, you know ChatGPT.
Of course. Who
Right.
doesn't?
Well, it's like that, but on steroids. It's trained on mountains of text, so it understands language really well.
Right.
So a DM can feed it info about their world characters, the plot.
Okay.
And then, as players make choices, the AI uses all that to improvise, generate new content, and keep the story going.
Wow. So instead of having to plan for every possibility.
Yeah, you can let the AI handle some of that pressure.
That's amazing. It frees up so much creative energy for the DM.
Exactly. It's like having a co-DM who's amazing at improvising and building worlds.
And making sure everyone's having fun.
And it never gets tired of coming up with new ideas.
Okay, so we've got AI writing the story, creating these dynamic NPCs, and even running combat.
It's a lot.
It is. But what about the DM? What's their role in all this?
Well, the human DM is still super important.
Okay, good. I was worried for a second there.
They set the tone, the direction of the game. What kind of world they want to create, what themes they want to explore.
Right. So the AI isn't taking over completely.
No, it's more like a collaboration. Exactly. The DM brings the vision, and the AI helps bring it to life in a way that's custom made for each player.
Oh, I like that. Personalized gaming.
Yeah. So let's say you're playing a character who's obsessed with ancient artifacts.
Okay.
The AI could actually make quests and challenges that focus on that interest.
That's so cool. It's like the game is adapting to you.
Exactly. That's a level of immersion we've never seen before.
Okay, this is all sounding pretty amazing, but let's be real for a minute.
Sure.
There have to be some downsides, right? What if the AI goes rogue or something?
Oh, yeah. There are definitely some concerns.
What if it makes the game too easy or too hard?
One way to deal with that is to give the DM control over the AI settings.
Oh, difficulty level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can tell it, hey, I want a challenging dungeon, but not impossible.
So it's like setting the difficulty in a video game, but for your whole campaign?
Pretty much.
But what about the AI going rogue? Like, what if it starts trying to win the game instead of making sure the players are having fun?
That's a tough one. And it gets to like the core of what it means for an AI to be truly intelligent. For now, though, it's good to remember that AI is still a tool.
Right.
It's only as good as the data it's trained on and the instructions it gets. So if an AI DM starts acting up, yeah, like making bad calls or being unfair, it's probably because of a flaw in its programming.
So it's like it needs to be taught how to be a good DM, just like a human would.
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh.
it needs to learn about balance and, player agency.
Right, making sure everyone's having fun.
Exactly. And that's something developers are working on, like right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some are even trying to build in feedback from players. So if you think the game's too hard or the story's not going anywhere,
You can tell the AI.
yeah, it'll adjust what it's doing.
That's wild. So it's like a DM that can constantly learn and get better.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's still the question of the human element.
Right. Like, can an AI really capture that special connection you get between a DM and the players?
That's the big question. And honestly, I think we have to admit that AI right now, at least, can't fully replace that human touch.
Yeah, I get that.
A human DM has empathy, creativity, and understanding of, social stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Things an AI can't really grasp yet.
exactly. They could read the room, adjust things on the fly, add in their own personality, make it fun.
You can't really program a good sense of humor.
Nope. So while AI can handle the technical side, make things immersive and personalized.
It's probably not going to replace human DMs entirely.
Right. It's more likely that we'll see a collaboration.
Like a team effort.
Exactly. Humans and AI working together to create something even better than either could do alone.
So it's not a competition. It's more like a partnership.
Exactly. Think about it like this. You're a DM who loves world building and coming up with stories.
Okay.
But maybe you struggle with keeping track of all the rules and numbers.
I know a few DMs like that.
AI could be perfect for that. It can handle all the technical stuff while you focus on the creative side.
It's like having a co-DM who is also a rules lawyer.
And never complains about doing the math.
This is making me way less scared of running a big campaign.
Right. And it's not just about helping the DM. It also opens up all these new possibilities for stories and gameplay.
Not quite.
Well, imagine using AI to make a dungeon that's different every time you play it.
Wow, a procedurally generated dungeon.
Or how about encounters that change based on what the players do?
Oh, okay. Now that's just cool.
It's like a level of customization we never thought possible before.
And the crazy thing is, this is just the beginning.
Exactly. We're still in the early days of AI in tabletop gaming.
So who knows what the future holds?
Maybe AI players joining our games.
Or tools that create entire worlds in seconds.
The possibilities are endless. But let's focus on what we can do right now.
Okay, yeah. Our sources talked about some ways players and DMs can experiment with AI today.
Even without those fancy AI dungeon masters.
Right, like what?
Well, there's ChatGPT. You could use it for character backstories, descriptions of magic items, even entire quest outlines.
I actually tried that. I used ChatGPT to come up with a backstory for my rogue.
Oh, cool. How'd it go?
It gave me some awesome ideas I never would have thought of myself.
See? It's a great tool.
Yeah.
And you can even use it during the game, like if you're stuck describing a scene.
Or need to come up with a voice for an NPC.
Exactly. ChatGPT can give you some options, help you keep things moving.
It's like having a creative partner who's always there to help.
Yeah, but we do have to be careful not to rely on it too much.
Right. We don't want to lose that human touch.
It's all about balance. Using AI to make our games better, but not letting it take over.
So what's the future of AI in tabletop RPGs? Our source leaves us with a big question. They ask, if AI is your next dungeon master, will you play by its rules or make it play by yours? Like, wow.
Yeah, and that makes you think about how we see AI.
Is it something we control or like a partner?
Or even like a rival?
It's probably all of those things, right?
Probably. But it's important to remember what makes tabletop RPGs so special.
Yeah, like hanging out with friends.
Some stories together.
Creating something as a group.
AI can be a part of that, for sure. But it shouldn't be everything.
Right. It's a tool, not a replacement.
Exactly. So where does that leave us?
Yeah, what's the future of tabletop gaming?
Well, we've seen that AI has the power to change things up big time.
And we're just scratching the surface.
Who knows what's next? Maybe we'll have AI players joining our games.
Or AI that can design a whole world just from a few prompts.
It's crazy to think about. But for now, I think the big takeaway is this.
What's that?
AI is powerful, But we, the players and the DMs, we decide how to use it.
We can make it work for us, help us be more creative, push the boundaries of storytelling.
As we explore this new frontier, let's not forget what makes these games so great.
The connections, the shared stories, the joy of creating something together.
So to all you DMs and players out there,
keep rolling those dice, keep telling those amazing stories, and keep exploring all the possibilities of tabletop gaming.
And hey, maybe your next campaign will be powered by AI.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, happy gaming.